Rajeshwari MJ. She pursued her BE in Electrical and Electronics at the People's Education Society College of Engineering, Mandya. She pursued her MTech in VLSI Design and Embedded Systems at the Sri Jagadguru Balagangadharanta Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Her personal skills lie in good verbal and written communication skills. Her areas of interest lie in OOPS with C++, renewable energy sources, HVDC transmission, digital relays, automotive electronics, advances in VLSI design. She has also had papers presented at the national level, such as the Innovative Architecture for SoC Multi-Core Hybrid Processor, presented at the RNSIT, Bangalore.
Welcome to UGC lecture series of BSc Physics Honours. Today we are dealing with the subject electronic devices. In this session we are going to cover the section called demodulation and modulation. So, in the modulation and demodulation section we are going to start with the analysis of amplitude modulated wave. So, we already come across the modulation and what is modulation and demodulation and also the different types of modulation. So, we are going to start with analysis of amplitude modulated wave, how the analysis can be made with the modulated wave, that is amplitude modulated wave, what are the things that we can learn from the amplitude modulated wave. And after that we are going to learn about the transistor amplitude modulator. So, using a common emitter type of transistor we are going to make a amplitude modulation, and also the demodulation of AM wave using diode detector. So, demodulation we know that we are going to extract the audio signal from the carrier signal. So, this is a process where it is called as demodulation. So, this can be achieved with the help of diode detector. So, diode detector will going to find the audio signal. So, audio signal should be always in the range of 2 Hz to 2 kHz where it is audible range for a human ear. So, this can be easily detected with this type of circuit that is we used here, that is diode detector. So, very firstly we start with the analysis of amplitude modulated wave. So far we studied about how the modulation, amplitude modulation will be takes place and how what are the properties that we need to know about the amplitude modulation. So, after modulation, that is amplitude modulated wave characteristics, everything we are going to study with this analysis. So, this is a signal, that is a modulating signal, that is a signal or audio signal, and this is a carrier signal which is of amplitude EC is the amplitude of this carrier signal, and here after modulation this is amplitude modulated wave. This is amplitude modulated wave which is having a EC plus M into EC. I will going to tell you later this how why it is M into EC. So, this amplitude will be EC plus, that is carrier frequency amplitude, plus M into EC is what the amplitude of amplitude modulated wave. So, these are the three signals that we need to observe, and from this signal, that is amplitude modulated wave, this is how we are going to do the analysis. So, a carrier wave may be represented by this which is we know that EC is equal to, EC is what the amplitude of the carrier signal, and this can be represented with the cos omega CT, and where EC is equal to instantaneous voltage of a carrier. So, the EC is represent the instantaneous voltage of carrier signal, and EC, the big EC, the big letter E stand for amplitude of carrier, and also omega C is what the 2 pi f c that is equal to angular velocity at carrier frequency f c. So, at carrier frequency f c this will represent the angular velocity, and also next another signal, that is audio signal. So, for this the expression will be E s is equal to M into E c cos omega s t. So, where here E s is represent the instantaneous voltage of signal and M into E c will be the amplitude of the signal. So, M into E c will always represent the amplitude of the signal. So, this will be the amplitude of the signal, that is M into E c, where M is the modulating factor and E c is the amplitude of the carrier signal. So, this is multiplication of these two term will gives to the amplitude of a signal. Next, Ws is equal to 2 pi Fs, that is equal to angular velocity at signal frequency Fs. So, these are the terminologies that we need to remember for the analysis, and these two are the important expression. This is for carrier signal and this is for the signal, that is audio signal. So, the very first thing that we need to note down is the amplitude of the carrier wave varies at signal frequency. So, the signal frequency doesn't change anything, only the amplitude of the carrier wave will going to varies at signal frequency. However, the signal frequency will vary, in according to that the carrier amplitude will going to vary. So, therefore, the amplitude of AM wave is given by like this. So, amplitude of AM, that is after modulation, the amplitude of AM wave will be like this. We know that is EC is equal to carrier amplitude, that is plus m into EC cos omega st. This is the signal, this is the carrier signal amplitude, this is the signal expression, that is equal to where we are going to take common EC. This is what the expression we got after taking common EC. And now, the instantaneous voltage of AM wave is given by, that is E is equal to amplitude into cos omega ct. So, the amplitude here it is the EC, that is carrier amplitude, and also 1 plus m cos omega st, that is what we get the amplitude of AM wave, is what the amplitude here we need to substitute, that is multiplied by cos omega ct. So, this expression multiplied by cos omega ct gives the instantaneous voltage of AM wave. So, now we are going to simplify this expression. So, we are going to simplify this expression by multiplying EC through among all the terms in the bracket. So, which will going to form this expression. So, after this expression we get two terms. Here the second term will be rewritten like this. If we are taken like m EC divided by 2 and multiplied by 2, this will going to form this, and this will be taken as like 2 cos A cos P, and this is having a formula, and this can be rewritten like this: cos omega C plus cos omega S of t plus cos omega C minus omega S of t. So, this is the expression for this. So, after rearranging everything and simplifying, the final expression will be, from this expression we are going to observe one thing. There are 3 different terms will be there with 3 different amplitude, 3 different terms will be there, 3 different amplitude, that is EC will be the one amplitude, and m into EC by 2 will is the another amplitude, and also another amplitude will be there, m into EC divided by 2. So, there are 3 amplitude will be there in this expression. So, after analyzing this amplitude AM wave, we are come to the we need to note down some of the points, that is the AM wave is equivalent to the summation of 3 sinusoidal waves. So, that is one having amplitude of EC and the frequency, that is Fc will be there. The second having amplitude of m into EC divided by 2 and the frequency will be Fc plus Fs will be there, and also and the third having amplitude of m into EC divided by 2 and frequency Fc minus Fs. So, from this we can come to know that by comparing this with the side band frequency is what that we are drawn previously for studying the side band frequencies. So, these are the 3 different frequency, that is Fc minus Fs is the lower side band and Fc plus Fs is the upper side band, and Fc is the carrier frequency, that is what we studied in the side band frequency. So, these are 3 other different amplitude that we get from the expression, and also the AM wave contains 3 frequencies, that is Fc, Fc plus Fs and Fc minus Fs. The first frequency is the carrier frequency, and thus the process of modulation does not change the original carrier frequency, but produces 2 new frequencies which are called as sideband frequencies, that is what we studied. The carrier frequency does not change, but there are 2 more frequency, new frequencies will be formed, that is called as sideband frequencies. The sum of carrier frequency and the signal frequency, that is Fc plus Fs, is called upper sideband frequency, and the minus of Fc minus Fs is called as lower sideband frequency. and the difference between the carrier and the signal frequency is called as lower sideband frequency. So, next we move on to the another topic, that is transistor AM modulator. So, using transistor, how we are going to get a AM modulated wave. So, it is essential that we need to get a transistor of common emitter type, and which is having a voltage gain of A is required for common emitter amplifier. So, that is what we are taken for as a AM modulator. So, the carrier signal is the input for this common emitter type amplifier. So, CE amplifier will be having carrier as a input to the amplifier, and the modulating signal is applied in the emitter resistor circuit, that is in emitter resistor circuit here where we are going to apply the signal. The modulating signal has to be applied here through the resistance that is connected in the emitter, and also the amplifier circuit amplifies the carrier by a factor A, so that output is AEC. So, initially we know that amplifier circuit will gain of the amplifier that we are taken is having A. So, the amplifier circuit amplifies a carrier by a factor A, and also that that is having a output that we have taken as AEC is what the output that we have taken. So, from this picture we can easily observe that the carrier frequency is given to the base of the C amplifier, and the signal is given to the emitter, that is across the resistance which is given to the through the resistor in the emitter terminal. The modulating signal is given here. From this, where we are going to get a modulated wave at the modulated wave at the output. Since the modulating signal is a part of the biasing circuit, that what we have taken, the modulating signal is always given as a part of the biasing circuit. It produces a low frequency variations in the emitter circuit. This in turn cause a variations in A. So, this will going to affect the CE amplifier, that is common emitter type of amplifier, because it is connected in the bias circuit. So, this will going to turn the variation of A, that is voltage gain. So, this results in that amplitude of the carrier varies in accordance with the strength of the signal. So, we need the variation here because it has to affect the carrier signal. So, according to this signal, so the carrier signal will going to vary. So, amplitude modulated output is obtained, that is amplitude modulated output, that is AM wave is obtained across RL, and here also we note down that carrier should not influence the voltage gain A. Always a carrier will not influence the gain, but only the signal, that is the modulating signal should always do the always affect or influence the gain. So, this is why we are going to give the modulating signal in the emitter terminal. So, to achieve this objective, carrier should have a small magnitude and signal should have a large magnitude. So, initially when we are going to give a carrier, it has to be very small like this, and also the signal will be always large when compared to the carrier. So, next we move on to another topic, that is demodulation. So far we studied about modulation, and also we know about the analysis of the modulation, how the AM modulation can be analyzed with the different expression of the waves, and also with the help of CE amplifier, how we are going to get the AM wave, and how we are going to achieve the carrier amplitude variations with the signal. So, with the signal has to be kept always given through the emitters terminal, so that it will going to vary the gain of a CE amplifier. This will helps in a variation of the carrier amplitude signal, which is needed for a AM modulation. So, now we are moving towards a demodulation. So, here the demodulation is a process of recovering the audio signal from the modulated wave is known as demodulation or detection. So, demodulation is always takes place in a receiver part, where we are going to extract the audio signal from the modulated wave. Very first thing that is needed is a receiving aerial or antenna. From the receiving aerial antenna, it is then the signal is or wave is sent to the station selector. This is selected manually, or whichever the station is selected or tuned, that particular wave is will be the output, and that is sent to the radio frequency amplifier, where it is amplified and it is then sent to the sound. So, here we can observe there is a no sound. There should be a detector in between this which will going to detect the audible range of a human here, and that will be sent to the filter where it is going to reduce the noise, and after then it is going to be amplified again and sent to the signal. Then only we will get a audible sound, that is from a modulated wave. So, some of the things that we need to know about demodulations are, so we know that in order that a modulated wave is audible, it is necessary to change the nature of modulated wave. So, this has to be accomplished with a circuit that is called detector. So, the detector has to be there to find the audio signal. Simply extracting the audio signal from the modulated wave is highly impossible, because some detector circuit has to be there. So, which will going to detect actually the range or where the audio signal is present in the modulated wave. So, the detector circuit performs the following two functions. We can see that it rectifies the modulated wave. The very first thing the detector circuit will going to do is rectification. The modulated wave has positive as well as negative halves, exactly half equals will be there, that is no positive half and negative half will be there in the modulated wave, and therefore, average current is always, because positive minus negative gives 0, the average current is 0 and speaker cannot respond for this. That is why in the previous picture we can observe there is no sound without a detector, and it may be seen that the shape of average wave is similar to that of the modulation envelope. That is what after modulation the shape of the average wave, this is a dotted line is indicated the average wave, which is always same as the modulated wave. The shape will be same. This black color dotted line indicates average wave. This shape will always same as a modulated wave. So, as the signal is of the same shape as the envelope, therefore, average wave shape is of the same form as a signal. So, very first thing from the detector will be a rectification. So, only half portion of the modulated wave will be rectified, that is positive half cycle, and also we note on that the average wave shape and the modulated wave will be having same shape. So, next what the detectors do, it separates the audio signal from the carrier. The next step is it will going to separate the audio signal from the carrier. So, carrier has to be extracted from the modulated signal now, that is rectified modulated signal. So, the rectified modulated wave contains audio signal and the carrier signal. So, it is designed to recover the audio signal. So, this is achieved by a filter circuit which removes the carrier frequency and allows the audio signal to reach the loudspeaker. So, the detector will first do the rectification, and in the rectification part it will going to remove the negative half cycle wave, only positive half wave of the amplitude modulated wave will be taken, and in this positive half cycle it contains carrier signal and as well as a modulated wave, and this next step it has to remove the carrier wave from the rectified amplitude modulated wave, where it has to send for the filter. The filter will going to extract the carrier signal from the rectified amplitude modulated wave. This will be done, and after that it again sent to the amplifier and it is fed to the loudspeaker. So, next topic is AM diode detector, that is amplitude modulation diode detector. So, detector is what we already know that it has to detect the audio signal from the modulated wave. So, the modulated wave of desired frequency is selected by the parallel tuned circuit, that is L1 C1 is what we have seen in the picture. This is the antenna. After that we have taken this connected to the L1 C1. This is a tuning circuit where we are going to select the modulated desired frequency, modulated wave of desired frequency, and then it is applied to the vacuum diode. This is a vacuum diode where we are going to rectify this modulated wave. During the positive half cycle of the modulated wave, the diode conducts, while during the negative half cycle it does not. So, that the rectification happens when this amplitude modulated wave is fed to the vacuum diode. After this we are going to get only the half of the positive cycle, that is half positive cycle of a amplitude wave, that is a rectified amplitude modulated wave will be get from the vacuum diode. So, the result will having output of the diode consists of only the off portion, that is positive wave of modulated wave. This will be next sent to the capacitor, that is rectified current pulses will be absorbed like this, and this will going to be sent to the filter where the extraction of audio signal will be happen here in this capacitor will going to help for that, which will going to eliminate the carrier signal from the rectified current pulses, rectified pulses. So, after this we are going to get the audio output which is fed to the loudspeaker then. So, finally, we come to the end of this session. In this session we are started with the analysis of modulation, that is AM modulation wave. In the AM modulation analysis, we come across how the carrier signal and the signal will be superimposed. After superimposition, what are the effects will be there on the amplitude and as well as frequency. So, from the analysis we come to the conclusion that the expression contains three types of frequencies, that is lower band frequency and upper band frequency. So, the lower band frequency and upper band frequency are also called as side band frequencies. This side band frequencies consist of lower band, that is Fc minus Fs is called the lower band, and Fc minus Fs, Fc plus Fs is called the upper band, that is carrier frequency plus signal frequency is called the upper band, and the carrier frequency is always having a very high amplitude compared to this side band. The side band always contains the signal frequency along with it. So, we can say that the side band always contain the signal frequency along with it, and also the amplitude modulation consists of carrier signal. After amplitude modulation, the carrier frequency will be doesn't affect anything. Instead, it has added a new frequency that is called as sideband frequency that can be appeared, and the amplitude will be consist of again three types of amplitude we can observe along with the three different frequencies. The amplitude will be three different values we can observe in the expression. And also we studied about the transistor AM modulation, that is we consider the common emitter amplifier here for studying a transistor AM modulator, that is with the help of common emitter type of amplifier we are able to get the AM wave. Here where we are going to give to the base, that is for the input we are going to give a very less or very small amount of carrier signal, and for the emitter through the resistance Re we are going to give a signal, that is modulating signal through the emitter. Why? In the sense why we are going to give the modulating signal to the emitter side, because this emitter side will going to say modulating signal will going to helps in vary the gain of a amplifier. That is initially if we say A is the gain of a C type of amplifier, where if we give the say modulating signal through emitter with which will going to varies the amplitude, this will going to helps in varying the carrier amplitude, so that it does not affects anything on a modulating amplitude, modulating signal amplitude. So, this is what we needed for a AM modulation. So, this is achieved with the help of giving the modulating signal through emitter. And also another things that we observed is about the demodulations. In the demodulation is the process where we are extracting the audio signal from the modulated wave. It is called as demodulation. So, very important thing that we need to know about the demodulation is it requires a detector. So, detector has to be there, the detector circuit will be there, that will going to identify the audio signal, and after detecting the audio signal, the detector will going to do the two things. Very first thing is it will going to rectify the amplitude modulated wave. After rectification we only get the positive half cycle of amplitude modulated wave, then it is fed to the filter where we are going to extract the audio signal from the amplitude positive amplitude modulated wave, which is going to remove the carrier signal from the positive amplitude wave. After the filter we get only the audio signal, which is then fed to the loudspeaker. So, finally, we come to the type of the diode detector, how the diode detector actually will going to helps in rectifying or we can say the extracting the audio signal from the modulated wave. Now, some of the questions of this session are: explain the analysis of amplitude modulated wave, and also what are the essentials of demodulator, explain the AM diode detector operation. References are www.allaboutscircuits.com and www.electronicstutorial.com, and the textbook references are Electronic Devices and Circuit Theory by Robert Boylsted and Louis Nashelski, and another textbook is Electronic Circuits and Devices by Alan Motorshed. This ends the session. Thank you.